All right, here in round one, our opponent's playing first. We're going to definitely keep this hand. We have all three colors, and we have one of our bomb creatures, so certainly worth keeping, in my opinion. We also have enhanced awareness to eventually refill our hand, which is quite good, and kill shot, which is also good removal. So there's really nothing bad about this hand that I can see. Now it already begs the question, do I want to bait with Scaldkin before I play the High Sentinels, or do we just slam the High Sentinels? The world may never know. All right, Whisper of the Wilds. Actually, something we don't mind seeing that much because he's probably ramping into fatties, which is going to pan out okay because we've got the kill shot. So not that big of a deal. All right, now we're just going to do Wind Scout into High Sentinels, I'm pretty sure. Just seems like a wiser idea. Ooh, Death Dealer's a pretty hardcore one. Especially a foil one, no less. All right. Well, it's going to be slightly difficult to deal with, but see if we can't basically find a good opportunity to blow it up. Oops. I mean, we could still theoretically race a Rakshas as a Death Dealer. And if he doesn't have a second black source, we may even be able to kill shot it if he goes to pump and then we kill shot. So depending on whether he has a second black source, he does now. So it doesn't look like we're going to find a good opportunity to kill shot, but that's okay. Let's see if he just pumps. All right, he is pumping. Maybe he'll play it safe. All right, he's not going to play it safe, so he's getting in for pretty good damage here. We're still in okay shape, though. At least he's not doing anything else this turn. Glacial Stalker is actually a decent draw, too. So, let me think. I guess we just drop the High Sentinels and we start the beatdown plan. It's probably the best we got. I think we can theoretically successfully race the Rakshas, the Death Dealer. I mean, I could drop the Scaldkin first, but I guess we go High Sentinels. If he's going to play removal, we'll just make him do it. Admittedly, Singing Bell Strike would be good against a Death Dealer. All right. See if he has removal for High Sentinels. Certainly be a problem. Yeah, it's pretty bad for us, but I can't do anything about it. He had a good hand, especially on the mulligan. So big problem there. Not in great shape after that, but we'll figure this out. So I guess I wish I had the mana to Scaldkin blow that up now. Would have been a good argument to play Scaldkin there. But now I guess we just Soul Summons plus Glacial Stalker. Could also Soul Summons. Yeah, not being able to play Kill Shot on Death Dealer is hyper problematic. All right, let's Soul Summons, prowess up here. See what we get. Bloodfire Expert. Well, not so terrible, actually, believe it or not. I guess we just dropped the Glacial Stalker morphed and swing in for 3. At least we're keeping pace. There is that. We're not like super far behind, but that Death Dealer is a big deal. I'm not really going out on a limb saying that. That Death Dealer is certainly a big deal. I could have played Skullkin there, and that prevents him from tapping out, because then I'll just kill his Death Dealer. But I would almost prefer to get to 7 mana and just Skuldkin blow it up when he's tapped out, find an opportunity. But then again, I guess next turn I'm probably just casting Skuldkin anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I still think we're going to be able to keep pace with the Death Dealer, because he's either I mean, I guess it's debatable whether we can or not. He does have access to 5 mana. I mean, he sort of has to stay aggressive because he's dealing with a Wind Scout right now. All right, he is staying aggressive with it, which I think does make sense for him. All right, so he's got a follow-up play. God, I would kill for a burn spell right now. I wish we had one. All right, Crew Shock's going to be tough to deal with, no doubt. I mean, we've got the kill shot for it, but... Well, that kind of helps. So I can play Quiet Contemplation. But then I can only get in with... Let me think about it. I can swing with Wind Scout and Glacial Stalker. I could just swing Wind Scout, pass, leave up Kill Shot, leave up Enhanced Awareness, leave up Morph. That feels like it gives me the most options. I could drop Skullkin, pass. Or, I mean, drop Skullkin, swing for 2. I could swing for 4, drop Skullkin, pass. That way he can't really tap out for Death Dealer anymore. Because then we can either blow it up or Kill Shot, especially if we draw a land. That might be my best option. Let's swing with these two. Wind Scout, Morph. Admittedly, we're trying to keep pace here, and it's a bit difficult. I don't mind trading. That's why I offered the trade, because we still have some good backup options here. But if we can push through some extra damage, all right, I'm okay with this trade. It's not that bad for us. I mean, it did devote all our mana to it, which kind of sucks, but we did get a 5/4 off the board. No pumps, so he's got another play. I really wish I could draw some mana here. All right, Ancestor is not a very dangerous one. Kintry Invocation, on the other hand, pretty bad news for us, but I can do nothing. He's got more plays? Jeez, this guy might have the best mulligan in the history of Magic. Wow. All right. Let's see here. I guess well, he can't. All right, that's actually pretty good. So we've got the answer to Death Dealer now. So maybe that tapping out worked out for us. Because now we get to attack with Wind Scout, Heart Piercer, Death Dealer, and have a blocker for Heir of the Wilds, and have Kill Shot for his 4/4. Yeah, that actually is pretty good for us. So let's get good here. I guess I probably just maybe I trade my Manifest guy for the Heir of the Wilds. Might make more sense. But then again, maybe the Prowess guy, at some point I can unmanifest it and Prowess it up to trade with that Spirit Warrior. That's not bad either. But let's definitely kill the Death Dealer. So that panned out pretty well for us. So now we can trade with Heir of the Wilds. He does have a 4/4, but we're okay. Because now we can Quiet Contemplation plus Kill Shot too, if we draw land. Keep running into that stipulation. All right, Morph is not super important against us right now. Like I said, we can trade either our Manifest guy or the Heart Piercer for the Spirit. We could also... He has no cards left in hand? All right. I think I actually just double block the Spirit Warrior. He only gets to kill one guy. We get to kill a 4/4. He is left with a Death Toucher, but we've got Kill Shot now, so I think this pans out the best for us. He also doesn't exactly know which one to kill. Oh no! That was his morph? Alright, well, the most devastating thing that possibly could have happened happened. So, hyper sad, super sad. That was so not what I was expecting at all. Just totally blew us out of the water with that play. So, the circumstances behind that make me extremely sad inside. I'm very, very disappointed and sad. That really sucks. We needed a land draw there, didn't get it. At least Whisk Away takes care of his Spirit Warrior. Now we have to make trades that I don't want to make. So, just not happy at all with how that turned out. That is super depressing. So now I trade Jeskai Wind Scout for the Heir of the Wilds, and I Whisk Away the Spirit Warrior, because Whisk Away on Ice Feather Aven does nothing but bad things for us. Yeah, Ice Feather Aven blowout just happened. That was such a big blowout. That one just rattled my brain. That was such a game changer, too. We had such good momentum coming up, and then this just absolutely devastated us. Hopefully he doesn't have a trick, or we are just screwed. So we do this, we whisk away the token. All right. If Outlast is his best play and he didn't draw anything, we're in okay shape. Doesn't look like that's the case, though. Nope. Unfortunately, drew a really good creature against us right now, so not too thrilled with that either. And a tap land is actually the last land we needed, so last is in. I really wanted an untap land there so we could do two things. The fact that we can't do two things now is still quite bad for us, so not in a super happy, joyous place at the moment. But I guess gaining a life is helpful. I think we got to do the Bloodfire Expert so we can offer the trade with the Tuskguard Captain. Hopefully he's incentivized to then outlast rather than trade. Because if he does that, then at least we can buy some time to do some quiet contemplation, kill shotting stuff maybe. Especially if we draw a land. So I guess we just drop just too many cards, not enough mana at the moment. Sad problem to have. All right. Okay. If he's just outlasting, I think we're going to be all right. Or at least, I mean, potentially all right. Okay. I think that's probably it. Oh, geez, he's got red in there too. I really hope he's not splashing for Crater's Claws. That would be bad news. All right, so we have 6 mana now, which means we can quietly contemplate plus kill shot. So I think we're just going to do that. We can't do both. Land draw there would have really helped with that. And we're still going to be taking damage from Ice Feather Aven. But I'm hoping the Scaldkin or the Wind Scout can help with that. So for now, we just leave kill shot open and pass. Hope our opponent doesn't draw anything of substance here. I really wish we could use this quiet contemplation, but it's okay. I've still got the enhanced awareness if we can somehow manage to stabilize this board state. God, that's so not what we needed to see right now. That is so absolutely not what we needed to see at all. God, that's such a BK. Such a buzzkill. So terrible for us. All right. So super unhappy. Can't even pay for the quiet contemplation, which would have been helpful. Really sad about this game. Really sad about that Ice Feather Raven. Such a momentum changer, like I said. Just such a major momentum changer. Just horribly devastating. All right, let's oh man. Yeah, that's tough. All right, I guess our best play is Wind Scout plus Scaldkin pass, trade with Ice Feather Raven, Chump Ancestor, and then Enhanced Awareness, all the while hoping our opponent draws nothing. So that way we can tap down his one attacker. And we're still in rough shape after that, but yeah, he gets something insane. Yeah, so that's funny. That's the card that kills us at 1 life. All right. So this game made me pretty depressed inside, but that's all right. We'll hopefully rebound in game 2. Like I said, anticipating the Ice Feather Raven is virtually impossible. That's just never the morph you expect if you haven't seen it already. So just super depressed about this game, but that's all right. We get a game 2 to hopefully rebound on this. Our opponent's got a great deck. Hats off to him. Mulliganed and beat us, so never a good sign, never what you want to happen, but it did in fact happen, so I'm going to have to accept it, and singing Bell Strike probably over Killshot, since Killshot just seemed absolutely dreadfully horrible that entire time. I'm just sitting on it, trying to play it, never find a good opportunity. Finally, when I do play it, it's just far too late, so really unhappy with how that played for us this time around. I probably still leave it in and maybe cut something else, but I guess we'll see. I probably just like Whisk Away more than Killshot, but maybe not. How good is Smite against him? Maybe Smite's the one I cut because it's super expensive. He did have the 5/4, but Barricade doesn't block his Death Touchers, so it doesn't seem all that good. Or his Pumper, for that matter. Or his 5/4, so it doesn't do anything against him. Dazzling Ramparts doesn't block Death Touchers, but I don't really like it, I guess. Smite really only works on the Death Dealer, and not even that efficiently. It does work on his Feral Crew Shock, but I'd probably just rather do Bell Strike in this match because of Death Dealer. It's just something that can lock it up quick and costs him a lot of mana to untap it, and it just slows him down. Jeez. Yeah, I guess we cut Smite. Try again. Good hand. Good hand. Good hand, no ums. Just good. Elder into Honor's Reward is some pretty good beatdown. He does have that 5 mana removal spell for it, but if I can get in a couple hits and, find good spells to draw, we're going to be in some good shape. All right, Defiant Strike, certainly an excellent draw as well. Hopefully he doesn't have the injury here. But even if he does, we get to write into being and manifest a little bit. So we've got that. All right. Presumably does not have the reward. I think we're going on the honors reward plan here. And we're digging for a red mana, so gain some life, prowess, bolster, deal a bunch of damage, do this. Bell Strike will keep. I think we'll ditch the Expert since we currently can't play it. Bell Strike just seems like a really good card to have on this board state. See if he injures us now. No injure? All right. Land? Land there would have been good, but I'm actually not unhappy with the Glacial Stalker. I still think we're going to do right into being. Oh, I should have actually. I see. Yeah, I should have done right into being first, especially since it would have set us up nicer. Um, Guess I could have Defiant struck there too. Jeez. Well, we can play post-combat captain now, so that's actually pretty nice. Let's ditch the Defiant strike because I want to play land and play my captain, and I want to keep the Bell strike and the Glacial Stalker. So we'll ditch that. We'll play this, play the captain, and pass. Guess he does have that Aven, which can bounce. So that is something I have to worry about, but cross that bridge when it comes up, I guess. All right, Outpost Siege. So he can exile the top card of my library or his library and then play it. So he still has to pay for it, or whenever. All right, that's actually nothing against us right now. I mean, it does give him more options to play spells, but it's really not that big of a deal, I don't think. Cunning Strike can't play it, so I guess we write into being so we get our prowess trigger. See if we can't find a red mana somewhere. Um, so manifest one of those cards and then put the other on the top or the bottom. I guess we'll manifest this one and we'll put this one on top. It doesn't give it, it's not a red mana, but another flyer just seems like it's going to be of great benefit to us right now. So he could Death Frenzy us, which would be pretty good, but not even that great since the Sky Captain would then bolster our Jeskai Elder. So we have a Wind Scout on top. Do I want to use the ability? Yeah, and we'll ditch the Cunning Strike, which I can't use right now anyway. I guess Singing Bell Strike is rapidly getting worse, but it's still good on this board state. All right, he got a Tuskguard Captain, so if he plays that, we just Bell Strike it and get in for close to lethal damage. It's 1 from lethal. Plus, I think if we draw land, we still get to follow up with Wind Scout as well. So, okay, so he's playing 2 dudes. This is still pretty good for us, I think. Did get the land, so now we can Bell Strike the captain, get in with everything, drop a Wind Scout. He has to pretty much trade with our... I think he has to trade with our mana... Well, he could prevent himself 4 points of damage by blocking the Elder, but we're still getting in for good damage, and we're going to get to follow up with a Wind Scout, so... Then, even if he plays Death Frenzy, we're going to keep our Elder, so... He does... Creature or player? Jeez. Yeah, Outpost Siege is actually a pretty good card. We don't have enchantment removal either. Alright, so he's just going in damage prevention mode, which is fine. Why didn't he get to... Oh, he chose cons. That's right, so he didn't even get to use it. Okay. Let's follow up with the Elder then. Alright, he used cons again, so he gets an Heir of the Wilds, but we've got a lot of significant flying damage coming at him now that he's got to deal with. Kintree 3/3. Yeah, that works. Does in fact work. Ooh, and that took him out of lethal range. That was a pretty key tap land for him there. Alright, land. So I guess we can hardcast our Glacial Stalker. So what are my options? I can swing with Team. He blocks here, so it's really only worthwhile to swing with our flyers and then drop a Glacial Stalker. I think that's the best play we got. I'm not going to morph it either. I think we're just going to swing with Captain, Wind Scout, hardcast, Glacial Stalker, pass. I don't want to trade a Jeskai Elder for an Heir of the Wilds. Doesn't seem worth it to me. So we've got pretty good board state rocking right now. Oh yeah, you only choose once. For some reason, I was thinking you choose every turn, but yeah, it makes much more sense to choose once. So he revealed a parapet, which is not going to save him here, thankfully. He does have to deal with 2 flying creatures, and if he wants to stop all of our ground attacks, so I don't think he can do it, really. I mean, he could come up with a solution. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but all right. So he just concedes. Opponent's deck is very good. I already said that, but it's absolutely true. Our opponent's deck is good. Um, he doesn't have a lot of flying stuff, but I still don't like the Skirmisher. I don't think it's going to keep pace well with his creatures. Yeah, Elder and Honors Reward is just such a proactively aggressive card, and I think vastly superior to the Rune Marks in my opinion, since it's an actual combat trick potentially. That's really insane, and it just combos better with like Outlast cards. Just a really powerful card. Do I want a second Singing Bellstrike? It certainly is good against Outlast, because they have to pay. They can't really Outlast after you Bellstrike. Maybe I do. I might bring in a second Bellstrike. Seems not great, but maybe it's better than Defiant Strike in this matchup for us, honestly. All right, I'm double Bellstriking it. We'll see how this works out for us. I mean, the one thing about Bellstrike is it absolutely does get better in multiples. Let's see. No blue mana. Makes this hand potentially problematic, but we do have 9 sources of blue in our deck. We're on the draw. I think it's a keep. I know it seems dangerous, but we have that honors reward to bring us back into it. If we draw blue mana, we're in good shape. If we don't draw blue mana, we still get to play Sky Captain at some point, potentially into honors reward. All right, he got a ramp guy. See if we can't draw the blue. There it is. Great draw there. So now we get to go Wind Scout into Abzan Captain or Honors Reward. I think we probably go into Captain first just to get a couple threats out there. But maybe we want to be a little more proactive. We'll see. Drop the Wind Scout. Hopefully he doesn't have like a Savage Punch. There is a Sky Captain, but we're just going to go Wind Scout. I'm going to try and keep pace with that Sky Captain for now. I can Bellstrike next turn or Sky Captain, keeping our options open. Can Honors Reward. A lot of these cards are going to be able to keep pace with that Sky Captain pretty well, I think. So he's just attacking. See if he Savage Punches post-combat or does something along those lines. I've got Singing Bellstrike at my disposal if need be. All right, Long Shot Squad. Not that big of a deal when we got the Bellstrike. So I think what we're going to do is get in. Well, he's going to have that Reach of Shadows, which is a problem. It is a problem. Could play the Sky Captain. That way, he bashes in on us pretty good there, though. I could just Bellstrike the squad now, but I'm thinking I kind of want to incentivize him to Outlast so he can block the Wind Scout. So I think I just swing an Honors Reward and get a good, just healthy life total swing. If he has the Reach of Shadows, we're in deep water. But I'm just hoping he doesn't, because if he doesn't, this guy is just going to beat so well that it's going to be tough for him to keep pace with it. And even if he does, I mean, we still have some decent options at our disposal. Sky Captain down or Bellstrike on his big dude, something like that. Like I said, he's pretty incentivized to Outlast here since he's got the reach. He may just Outlast here and swing with the Long Shot Squad. Alright, he's just straight up racing or playing more cards. Really hoping he doesn't go land Reach of Shadows, because that would be a big bummer. But I will, I guess, have to be forced to accept it if that is the case. Alright, just a Smoke Teller. I think we're fine. And Team... Okay, he's just going hyper-aggressive mode, so we're still in okay shape here. Land would have been good. I guess I can be okay with not drawing a land there. I can drop the Sky Captain. If I drop Sky Captain, I have a good blocker. But then this guy even gets more Reach of Shadows mode. He's got 3 cards left in hand. I can Bell Strike his long shot squad, but I really wanted a land there. A land there would have been the ideal. Sky Captain gives me a good blocker that still pumps my Wind Scout. But he can still swing for 5, but then I can... Bell Strike lets me swing for 5 and makes him only be able to swing back for 7, which is a lot, but allows us to keep a bit of pace. The problem with Bell Strike is if he has a removal spell like Reach of Shadows, which he could easily have since he's missing the land drop, he's just a land away from doing it. I guess I drop Sky Captain just because it blocks well. I think it is the wisest move. So we do Sky Captain, we swing for 4 and then pass. Having the good blocker there just does seem to be good. But like I said, the big problem we're going to run into is I'm not going to chump with the Sky Captain. I'll only trade with the Sky Captain. If he has land, Reach of Shadows, we're in hot water. There's a lot of removal he could have that would be good in this spot. Like, I could also block and then he brings low, which would be a problem. If he doesn't have removal, playing the Sky Captain is a much better play. He's already moved to combat, so he doesn't have debilitating injury, which is absolutely a good sign for us. He hasn't dropped his 5th mana yet. We could still do it post-combat. He might just be incentivized to attack with these 2, leave these 2 back, so I'm not motivated to block. Because I won't, like I said, I won't block if he just swings Captain and Long Shot Squad. I'll take the 5. But if he swings with everything, I'm going to block the Charger, pump our Wind Scout, hope he doesn't have removal for our Wind Scout in response. Because I don't feel like I can really afford to take 10 damage here. It just seems like too much. And simultaneously trading with a guy plus buffing our guy could have much more far-reaching impact. All right, that's interesting. We're going to do Captain on Teamer Charger. Hoping he doesn't have removal for our 6/5, but he could, admittedly. There's his 5th land. I'm thinking he probably has Reach of Shadows and maybe he just needed that 5th land, but it's certainly interesting. We'll have to see what happens here. I think my turn is going to be, I don't know, hopefully involving drawing a land. I mean, the big issue is he can Outlast plus pump for 2 then. That is pretty good. So he can play a 3-drop here still. All right, just a morph. I think we're okay. So now we're probably just going to Singing Bell Strike. All right, we got a land. Just still not the land I'm looking for, unfortunately. So now I have to... Well, we play our land. Go to 15. I think we have to play the Bell Strike. The problem with Bell Strike is he can untap, which is absolutely a really big deal. I can swing for 6, leave up, kill shot, for his long shot squad or his morph. And then just hope he doesn't have removal for our Wind Scout. I can also Bell Strike, but Bell Strike just seems worse now. He has actually 6 mana, so if I Bell Strike, he can just use his turn to untap. So I think we're just going to go on Kill Shot plan or Whisk Away. So I guess I just swing Wind Scout and pass. And just hope he doesn't have that Reach of Shadows, but it's wishful thinking, man. I've been riding this threat the whole time. It's pretty tough. What I'm really hoping for is that he has lethal with this morph, but it just seems unlikely. Because if he has lethal with the morph, he's incentivized to unmorph it. Yeah, unfortunately, all of our eggs are in one basket, so we're in a precarious spot. He has 3 cards. We know he has Reach of Shadows in his deck, so it's a tough spot. He's built up quite the board, relatively short order, and he hasn't been hitting his land drops as consistent. Well, I mean, he only missed like 1 or 2 maybe. I really hope he doesn't have Reach of Shadows. That's going to be the bane. All right. See what he's swinging with. Just 2. Oh, so this is an Ice Feather Raven. Okay. Well, I might just need to kill his Tuskguard captain now then. I think that's a nice Feather Raven. Alright. I guess I kill shot now because I've got my mana too busy and I want to minimize damage, and I have a feeling this game's going to go longer than I want it to. If he makes no plays, I can't Singing Bell Strike down the long shot squad. Kintree is a 4/4. Well, it's a problem. He still has 5 mana. He doesn't have 6 though. I really feel like this is a nice Feather Raven, but I don't know if I can. I can't really do much about it. I guess I hope it's not. I mean, there's a chance that it's not the Ice Feather Raven, and this is an opportunity to kill him, so I guess I have to try it. Yeah, it's not thrilling. Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably exactly what we didn't want. He's got to use the Whisper, but yeah, to flip this, bounce. Oh, it's Abomination. Well, I guess Abomination's not nearly as bad. Yeah, Abomination doesn't have nearly as far-reaching implications. So he's just going to chump block. I could Whisk Away and put it on top, and he's still, it takes away his chance of drawing removal. I know it seems crazy. No, but then he can hardcast it. Okay, that's not going to do it. So I guess we let him chump, and then we drop an Expert and pass. This is still kind of a bummer, but he basically has to devote this. He either has to draw a removal for that, or he has to devote the 6 mana to untap his long shot squad and then chump block, which isn't that bad. So he's just getting hyper aggressive, which makes sense. So I guess we're taking it. I could have traded for a smoke teller, but wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does have the mana to untap, but that's okay. So I can whisk away his long shot squad, but I guess saving it for the Spirit Warrior makes more sense. So I have 7 mana, so I can't do both, which is kind of a bummer, but we're okay here. So we get in with Wind Scout. He chumps with long shot squad, buying himself one more turn. Like I said, I could whisk away and put it on top. Is that better? It eliminates. I think it's better. I honestly think it's better. You might be wondering why, but he has Reach of Shadows. So if I put this on top of his library, he has 0 cards in hand. He has no chance of drawing removal for our Wind Scout, and he won't have Reach. So I'm going to put it on top. I have to make sure that I block my Expert on his Smoke Teller, because otherwise he could kill us with Parapet. But like I said, this absolutely eliminates his chances of drawing away out of this game. So we're going to whisk away, put that on top. This eliminates his chance of drawing removal. Granted, we don't deal damage here, and we can't draw cards, but he has no, I don't think he's got any way to kill us now, and he has no way to block. So we just have to make sure we block here, make the trade, take our 4. And that should do it. Wow. That was a close game, guys. Came back 2 games after that devastating game 1 with the Ice Feather Raven. I was really happy to see his morph was not an Ice Feather Raven. That would have meant the game. It really would have. So just super close game. Very enjoyable that we ended up winning. Especially, yeah, that game 1. That hurt my morale quite a bit. But we came back games 2 and 3 and ended up taking it. Really happy and satisfied with that. We'll see you in round 2.